والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاءهم منذر منهم فقال الكافرون هذا شيء عجيب.
Assalamu alaikum, y'all. We are here in Texas, and I want to say that there is so much going on right now, but something that particularly caught my attention lately in the news was what's going on in El Salvador. For those of you who don't know, the country is attempting to crack down on the incredibly enormous amount of gang violence. Now, gang violence is not only very prominent and really heavily saturating society just in El Salvador, but throughout so much of South America, right? You almost cannot get by in most South American countries unless you're in a gang. Now, the quote-unquote average ordinary people, they have been saying that they live in so much fear. You know, there are a lot of incidents of gun crime, of thieves, armed robberies that happen on a daily basis. And so what the Prime Minister of El Salvador thought would be a good idea is to go and take all of these known gang members that they could just round up on the streets, and they just mass incarcerated them all and said with this ultimatum that they're never going back home. Now, at the same time of us seeing this feeling of security now with the people in El Salvador, we have to also recognize and ask ourselves, is this something that's actually just? See, because in Islam, there is no real idea of jail. Yes, jails do exist in the Muslim world, but from the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, there was no such thing as jails. There was no such thing as indefinite detention, or even detention for more than even a few weeks or a few months. Because ultimately, we have to ask the question, is this a just punishment? Because a lot of people want to say that, well, Islam is very harsh in its punishments of criminals for certain crimes. For example, the person who steals, and that there are conditions behind this. Obviously, it has to be done in secret. It can't be if I steal something from you in public, it doesn't count. Even if it is over $10,000 or who knows how much. It has to be done in secret, and it has to be over a certain amount limit. You don't chop off hands of little girls who are hungry and stealing a Snickers bar from the grocery store. But people like to have issues with Islam, when Islam has been sent from the creator of the heavens and the earth to guide mankind from the darkness to the light. It is a system which gives us peace and tranquility in all times and in all places. So what would our solution be in this situation where you have a prevalence of gun crime, a prevalence of burglaries? Is it okay to just start rounding people up who are associated with these violent gangs and put them all in jail and say they can never leave? They're going to be in these mass concentration camps. They'll never be able to see their families again because we want to establish peace and security. Absolutely not. See, Islam, it is a system that fixes the inner parts of humankind. Islam has been sent to take mankind out of the darkness and into the light. And the darkness is something that is spiritual, that is within. When Islam truly enters into a person's being, it changes their entire character. It is something that will make a person who is a murderer into one of the most merciful people that you could meet. It will transform your greatest enemies into your closest of friends. This is Islam, but Islam has to be practiced. Knowledge has to be sought. We have to understand how the solutions that Islam has given us can be practiced. So what would we do in this situation where there are so many violent criminals out on the loose in these countries? Heck, there's a lot even here in the United States. So how would we go about fixing this? Well, first of all, just throwing people in jails where they're going to continue to be following the same mindset, doing the same patterns of behavior, is this actually going to fix anything? No. You're just putting them from one place and keeping them in another place thinking the same thoughts, and now they're going to be a little bit more pissed off. In Islam, our goal is to reform the individual, to show them that there is a better way. There are things that we work for that is beyond just this dunya. When you can give a paradigm shift to how people internalize this world that they experience, and you give them goals that is more than just making that flashy money, that nice car, getting those girls. When you give somebody something that is a true purpose, that is long-lasting and fulfilling, you will completely eradicate in the shortest amount of time any desire for people to go and do these wrong things to get these fleeting rewards of this life. Now, does it take time? Yes, it will have to take a lot of implementation, but the first step is to allow people like myself in Islam in Spanish and other organizations to come in and to talk to the people, to spread what Islam can give to people, what we can provide, and the guidance and the beauty that Allah has promised to those who submit their will to Him alone, worship Him alone, without any partners or equals, sons, daughters, brothers, roommates, any partners in association. God is one, and He alone is worthy of our worship. Now, there are a lot of speculation on what's going to happen. A lot of people are criticizing the actions of the Prime Minister of El Salvador. Only time will tell what will happen. Are there going to be some people who are in these gangs who didn't get rounded up that are going to maybe retaliate? God knows best. However, we do implore the Salvadorian government to allow people like us to come in and to allow us to teach the people about Islam, to give them hope, to give them an opportunity to reform their lives for the best. Because only through Islam can people truly change, and can they get that freedom from the shackles of this world that they have around them, and to attain the bliss and the peace that they so desperately deserve. As always, guys, this work is really, really time consuming. As many of you know, I have a no ad policy on my YouTube account. And so please, if you guys can, go support any way that you are able to from my website, www.themuslimcowboy.com, and go to the donate button up there. Also, anyone who is interested in helping to work, to do translations in different languages, please contact me. I would love for you to help join this project because we have a lot of things going for us, and alhamdulillah, we are growing at a fast rate. And so I want to continue to grow my team and our family together for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right, guys, thanks. Lasso that like, saddle up on the subscribe, and as always, y'all take care now. Salam, y'all.
والقرآن المجيد بل عجبوا أن جاءهم منذر منهم فقال الكافرون هذا شيء عجيب